that and the scene, the difference is your mouth, whenever you're dealing with swad, your mouth is going to just almost like make it to a circle. So it's su. Su, okay? Su, that's with a dhamma. So, can someone do all three for me? Ryan, what else? Good.
Swa, sui, su.
Swa, sui, su. Good. One more?
Swa, sui, su.
Swa, sui, and su. Okay. What about my sister? Who has the courage? Nobody, okay. Alright, so that's that. That one's pretty easy, so I'm not going to dwell on it for too long. So the next part we have, if you move below that, we have three letters. We have wa, dal, and thin. Okay, and tha, sorry. Alright, so how you make these is, for the first one, we had our tongue behind the teeth, right? Behind the bottom of the teeth. If you look at the picture over here, these are coming from where? The top of the mouth, right? So if you make your tongue touch, like, if these are your teeth, and then right here, okay? Like it's not touching your teeth, but the very edge, the roof of your mouth, that's where you want to touch it. Does that make sense? So you can touch your tongue right there and say, okay, so everybody say the for a minute, the word the. Okay, so where's your tongue?
Right behind your teeth.
Right behind the teeth. You notice that, right? Same thing here. So let's deal with tha first. Tha is just like the, but your tongue is a little bit backer, not behind, sorry. So say that, tha, right? Let me hear, who is go ahead? Melissa. Tha, good. Walid? Tha, right? Okay, tha, does anyone hear the difference between tha and tha? Tha, one is tha and the other one is tha. Who hears the difference? Who hears the difference? John, you hear it? You want to try it?
Tha, tha.
Tha. You want to try it now? Tha and dhal, okay? For the dhal, think of it as almost like the word we use, the th sound, right? For the tha, it's not like that. The tongue is a bit more ahead than that. So we have tha and dhal. Okay, those two letters, what we learned last week with the cat and the blue, you remember? It's going to take like that. So if you have a fatha on the tha, it's going to be tha. It's not going to be anything weird. But the actual letter is going to be kind of weird. So that one comes from even more back. And the same thing we did with the swad, when we kind of curled up our mouths, we got to do the same thing. But this time, you're making the sound from the top of your mouth, where we got these sounds out. So it's going to be wa. Wa, okay? So you're making the sounds the same part, tongue at the very tip, right there. And then when the sound is coming out, you're making that circle shape again. Wa. You want to try? Say it? Wa, okay? You're saying wa. Let's try again. Try with the, really focus on tongue at the tip, and then wa. That was good. Jamie? Say it. Can you make it a more circular? Good. One more? Walid? Okay. Alright, now let me ask this way. You guys aren't going to learn it unless I hear it. Yeah?
Wait, can you do it again?
It's wa. Like the tongue is going to be right on the roof. Right behind your teeth, right there. So it's wa. No, you hear a little T sound in there. You know what some of you are trying?
There should be a T sound?
There shouldn't be a T sound. You hear a T sound when she says it.
No, I don't know.
You guys want to try it again? Try it? Ba. That was good. So it's pretty much like you're saying the, right? Where that sound originates, but instead of saying the, you're saying blah. So when the sound's coming out, you're making your mouth from like smaller to bigger to get that wa sound out. So it's blah. Want to try it again? Anyone? All right, maybe another letter. Okay. So like I said, when you have the harakat on the blah, it makes it's a bit weird. Because when you have a fatha on the blah, again, same thing, write whatever helps you remember. A fatha, on the ba is not that, it's ba. It's the exact letter, right? Same thing when you have a qasr on it, it's a dwi. An example of the ba that I can think off the top of my head, al-walimuna, right? Walimun is someone that is a wrongdoer. Walimun, it's in the Qur'an a lot. Okay? So it's walimun, not dhalimun, al-walimun. Okay? With the qasr on top of it, same rule as sad, it's not going to be the, it's going to be dwi. Okay? And with the dhamma on top of it, not much of a difference. Lu. Mouth is closed. So whatever helps you remember those, you can write that down.
Can you repeat the three again one more time?
Okay, sure. So with the fatha on top of it, it's wa, which is the letter. With the qasra beneath it, it's going to be li. And with the dhamma, it's going to be lu. You want to give it a shot? There.
Ba, the, Zui. Can you do the second one again?
Li
Zui
and lu.
and Zu.
Okay, very good. John?
Wa, Zui, Zu.
Okay. Right?
Wa, Zui, Zu.
All right. That's good.
Wait, Sean.
All right, give it a shot.
Okay. What do we do?
What you're doing is you're putting your tongue too far up. Move it further back.
Dua.
Can you make a list? Like, you know how people have a list? Can you do that?
Dua. I can't do the first one.
Can you try the next two then?
Dui. Is that too?
You have too much of like a D sound in there, and you want to get that sound out. So it's going to be like wa. Why that's happening is because you have your tongue touching your teeth, because that's how you say the that sound.
Okay.
So you don't want it touching your teeth at all. You want it to be touching the roof of your mouth.
Dua.
That was actually a little bit better. You want to try it again?
Dua.
No, you're touching it. Now it's touching it again.
Okay, I'll figure this out. Dua. I just totally messed it up. Okay, I'll come back to it.
All right, so when we move in further back, so right now we were at the very first part, right behind our teeth, not touching our teeth, but right on that first part. Now we're going to go a bit further back, and we have two letters that we did not learn yet that come from that part. Those letters are qua, and dal, okay? So, same thing. Now you're moving your tongue a bit further back. Oh, one thing I want to say. The dal is not a D, okay? There's a big difference. So I know a lot of people, or a lot of transliterations like to say that that's the equivalent of D, but it's not. Everyone's hear the difference between D and D. D is a lot harder, okay? That's a lot harder sound. That is a much lighter sound, okay? So if you think that it's like D, get that out of your head. It's not. So it's like a light D sound, and I think if you come from like a Desi background or like any other background, we have that sound too, so it shouldn't be too hard. So anyone want to try that? Walid? Dan, right? It's not, yeah, right? Dan. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that. The other one that comes from there though is twa. So twa is even further back. So we were touching the tongue over here last time. Now we're going to be touching it right here. Like almost in the mid portion, okay? Same thing, when it comes out, the sound comes out, you're going to make that circle. Circle with your mouth that opens up later, right? So it's going to be twa. Yeah?
Twa.
Good.
Twa.
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 Remember?
Twa.
Twa and then
Twa.
twa. Good. Anyone else want to try? Anyone want to? Alright. So, as you guys probably figured out, twa is one of those letters that doesn't follow those rules we talked about last week. So with the fatha on top of it, it's going to be twa. I can't think of a word right now. With the fatha on top of it, it's going to be tli. Yeah, tli, that's maybe kind of hard. So, anyone want to try that? Tli. Oh, that's very good. And with the dhamma on top of it, it's just tu. Tu, yeah. Anyone want to try all three? Walid? Twa. Twa, and then with the kasra? Tui. Okay. And with the dhamma? Tu. Tu, okay. It's not a T sound, so it shouldn't be twa. You guys see the difference between twa and twa? So to get that twa, you really have to touch the tongue to the top. Yeah.
Yeah, one advice. With Arabic, you can't do lip reading because you actually have to move your jaws. So don't expect to speak like English, holding your jaws close
Exactly.
together. You actually have to open your mouth. So
Yeah.
try to open your mouth while try to speak. Right?
Yeah, that's actually very good. You can't talk with like, or recite with like closed mouth. You have to really, I mean it sounds stupid when you say it, but you have to really open your mouth. Like, you want to try it again, Lee? Like, really open, like, wah. Open it more. Say it again? Wah, that's much better. With the kasra? Three, and with the dhamma? Two, okay. Alright, so that's the thought. Any questions so far on any of the letters we did? Alright. Moving further back, okay, we have ra. Same thing with this one. This is not the R sound, which, because everyone hears the difference between, let's take my name, when people say Roman and Roman. You guys hear, it's a subtle difference, but do you hear it? Exactly, because it's a much lighter sound. The R is much heavier than the Ra is, okay? So Ra, same pattern, even further back. So when you guys say, I'm trying to think of an example. Let's just see if we need an example. Can anyone say that? Ra? Ra, that sounds pretty good. Let me hear, yeah. Ra, it's perfect. Okay, so the reason I put Ra over here is because this is something I really want you guys to get through your heads. In the whole Qur'an, there's never an instance where you're going to have to say Ra. That's never going to happen. Okay? Anytime you have a fatha on the Ra, it's going to be Ra. So it's never Ra. So it's never Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. No, it's Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So when there's a fatha on top of it, your mouth goes up. It's Ra. Okay? So never, nowhere in the Qur'an are you ever going to have to say Ra. So you can take that sound and put it aside before you recite. Alright? So, I should put examples here. Alright guys, but we're going to do a lot of examples today at the end. So okay, Omer, if you have fatha on the Ra, I'll just give you away, but I didn't say it. Ra, okay? Ra, and then the Qasra and Dhamma say the same, it's Di and Ru, okay? But the most important thing is always Ra, never Ra, always Ra, okay? That's just a quick rule. Then we get to probably the hardest letter in the Arabic language. This is one I had a lot of trouble with, and I got helped out by Halay back there. So this is Dwa, okay? How you make this sound, as you guys already realize, it's one of those wa sounds, right? One of those sounds that comes out with the closed mouth. So how you do this is, your tongue is going to be at the bottom. It's really not going to come up that much, okay? So you're going to try to keep your tongue on the bottom. Your tongue is touching the back of your the bottom row of your teeth. And when you say it, it's going to come up just a little bit. So make a conscious effort to try to keep your tongue down. So it's blah. That was good. Say it? Blah, that's good. Keep your tongue down. Blah. What do you want to say? Blah. There you go. Blah. Okay, that was good. Same, when it's coming out, when the sound is exiting, same pattern. You have that wow pattern, right? So just like how your mouth is shaped when you say wow, blah, okay? Blah. So the rules we had before, this is not normal. A blah with a fatha on it is going to be blah, okay? So غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين, right? ولا الضالين. We don't say ولا الضالين, ولا الضالين. Same concept. Okay? And it's a very heavy sound, if that makes sense. It's a very heavy sound, because like, it takes a lot of effort to say it properly, and just the sound should sound very heavy. It's one of the heavy letters, which, I didn't group them like that, but the letters are actually grouped into heavy letters and light letters. I didn't go through that, but yeah, dwad is one of those heavy letters. As a general rule, if you guys want to know, the ones that we went through that are like wah, those kind of sounds, those are generally the heavier letters, and the rest of them are like, that's a general rule. But that's for a lot of them. So, fatha on the dwad, who wants to give it a shot? Dwad, right? What about a qasra? It's going to be bli. Bli, okay? And a dhamma? Boo. Okay, boo. Little note here. These letters have very similar counterparts. For example, swad, similar counterpart is seen, right? With bwa, similar counterpart is ta. And with dwad, the similar counterpart is dal. So you should always be making a conscious effort when you're saying it. Like ask yourself, like how I'm saying this, how is it different than how I would say if it was a dad? So if your dua sounds the same as your dad, you're doing something wrong, right? And the same thing goes for when there's a dhamma on it. The difference is much more subtle, but one is do and the other is boo. Okay, your mouth curls up a lot more when it's a heavy letter. Does that make sense, everyone? Yeah? You want to try it?
And dua.
Yeah. So say, how would you say dua with a dhamma on it?
Dua.
With the do sound.
Do.
Do. Okay, do. Yeah.
Do.
Do. Okay. Again, don't fight your mouth moving. Your mouth should be moving as much as it can, because these sounds hard to come out. And I know, like now you might have to make like, and I want you guys to think of it like this: like when you see a letter, think about where it's coming from. Where should the sound be projecting from? How should your lips be moving? But if you do it for a couple hours, like a month, then it's just going to become second nature. You're not thinking about it. Like, you know, so for the first couple of weeks, you're going to have to think about it. And it's going to be really annoying. Like, oh, it's a dua, how do I say this? But after a while, it just becomes, like with all things, just second nature. All right, so now the last letter is coming from the mouth. As with our pattern, we're moving back, right? So when we're moving back, from the very back of your mouth, okay, we have a letter. That's qaf, right? So that's your, in the picture, that's your epiglottis right there, the little thing that's hanging. And so you see where it comes from. It's coming from in front of that, but in the bottom. Okay, so you gotta dig deep to get this out. It's a hard letter for a lot of people. So, qaf, that was really good. Can you say that again? Where it said that? Qaf, that's really good.
Qaf.
What was that?
Qaf.
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 What? Walid?
Qaf.
Qaf. Try to go a little bit deeper.
Qaf.
Qaf. It's like almost like, they try to translate it as this Q. Qaf. Like make sure it's coming from like the bottom. Because if it comes from the top, yeah.
You know when you're drinking water and you go pop.
Does anyone know that feeling? Because I sure don't. You know that feeling?
It's jumping test.
Alright. Now give it a shot.
No.
Qaf, right? AR.
Qaf.
Qaf, perfect. Wow, you guys getting this a lot easier than I thought you would. That's good. No, because usually when I was to teach other people, this letter is always the one that people, it just doesn't work. Okay, so I want to do something. I want you guys to make the difference between qaf and kaf. Kaf is a letter that we learned last week. So I want to hear. So with let me Jami say qaf and then kaf.
Qaf. Kaf.
Qaf, kaf. Right? Makes sense. Yeah. So okay. One letter with the qaf. Whenever you have a fatha on the qaf, right? A lot of you might be able to guess, it's never going to be qaf. It's always qaf. Okay, qaf. Your mouth is always going to be into a circle. So, let me try to think of another. Waqatilu, that's in the Qur'an, right? It's not going to be waqatilu, ever. It's waqatilu, fi sabilillah, okay? Another one, wa qawmi Nur. That's another one, the people of Nur, right? Qawmi, not qawmi, qawmi. And if it's coming from the bottom of your throat, it should actually be natural for it to come out like that. So your mouth is going to be, it's the same way we do it when there's a fatha on the ra, it's always ra and not ra. It's always going to be qa and never qa. Okay? Never qa. So,
For what?
fatha on the qaf.
Qaf.
Qa. Can you, let's give you a word. What about, say Qur'an.
Qur'an.
No.
Qur'an.
Qur'an. Qur'an, okay? Really dig. It's going to be in the bottom. If you bring it from the top, it's going to make the kaf sound. Alright. So that takes care of our letters from the mouth, alright? The remaining letters come from the throat. And this is a very foreign concept to most of us, because in the English language, as well as most other languages we speak, sounds don't come from the throat, they come from the mouth. Alright? But in the English language, in Arabic, you have some letters that come from the throat. You call them phonetically, right? Right, Flavia? Yeah, okay. So we're going to split these up into two parts. The bottom two I cut off because the bottom two is Hamza and Ha. So it's A and Ha, which all of us know how to say it already. So that I'm not going to worry about. I want to focus on the first two sets. The first set is coming from the upper part of your throat. So you have to make the effort. You're not coming from your mouth anymore. The sound is coming from your throat, right here, right? So the first one there is Kha, okay? Kha. See that? Kha, okay? Kha, perfect. Walid, you want to give it a shot? Kha, okay? Really like make that sound when it's coming out. So it, I heard someone there. You want to give it a shot?
Kha.
Kha, that's very good. Where do you go? Jami? Kha, good. Okay, the other one that comes from that same spot. So when everyone says Kha, do you see where that sound is coming from? Does it make sense that it's coming from behind the epiglottis? Right? Kha. The other one that comes from there is Ghain. Ghain. So it's almost like you're saying Kha, but it's coming from a bit higher up. Ghain. And when it's coming out, you're making that wow sound again, right? That sound of when you make your mouth in a circle. So Ghain. Ghain, very good. Ghain. Sorry, Ghain is Ghain. 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 Najib. Walid. It's not a Ghain, it's Ghain. Make that circle. Ghain, good. One rule with the Ghain. When the Ghain, it's the same rule as we had so far. When the Ghain has a fatha on it, it's going to be Gha. Okay? Always Gha, never Gha. So in Surah Fat, yeah? Is there a question? No?
There.
Yeah? You have a question?
She was just trying to find out.
Oh, you want to go for it?
Okay. Gha.
Ghain. Say the whole letter.
Ghain.
Ghain. That's not bad. That's good.
Okay.
Try to dig a little bit deeper, but that's not. It's not bad at all. Okay, so that's what I was saying. When there's a fatha on the ghain, it's always going to be ra. So it's in Surah Fatiha. غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ غَيْرِ, not غَيْرِ, okay? غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ. And we're actually going to go through all Surah Fatiha today, so put that aside. But always know, whenever you see gha is never in the Qur'an. Ghain, always ghain, okay? So that takes care of that. When we go a little bit, these are our last two letters. So when we go a little bit deeper, we have ayn and ha. So that is, to get these out, dig as deep as you can, okay? Like, as hard as you can, and get that sound out from your throat. And everybody can do it, because all of us have the same anatomy, whatever. You're just not used to it, that's why you can't do it. So everybody can do this. So, can anyone say ayn? Ayn. Very good. Ayn. Walid, you want to try it? All the way from here. Really try to dig deeper. No, you're saying, huh?
Open your mouth wide.
Try to lift your chin up. Why not? Just try it. Ayn. You're saying, what you're saying is ayn. That's coming from the mouth. It's not coming from the throat. So make a conscious effort to bring it from the throat. Ayn. You know when you gulp, how it goes down? Like, right there, like that? So how it goes down, bring it back out. Try it. Alright. AI, you want to give it a shot? Ayn. Make it a little deeper. Ayn, good. Very good. Ayn, nice. Anyone else want to try? Alright. And the last one we have is ha. Ha. So it's coming from the same spot, but it's almost like you're blowing out hot air. Alright? That's how I think of it. It's ha. Again, it's not ha, it's ha. It's a huge difference, okay? So, yeah, you want to try that one? Ha, good. Ha. Good. Very good. Alright, so, very quickly, let's go through all of them. First we have, so, turn back to the first page. Turn back to the first page where we have them listed. In the very first page. So the first letter there, Ryan, Melissa.
From left to right, which one do you want?
Just pick one.
Pa.
Pa, okay. Go next to it.
Ghain.
Ryan, you have the next one.
Ayn.
Ryan. Wa. Wa, okay. Wali? No. Oh, the other side.
Right side.
The right, first page. After the wa. Like, in the order that you read English.
First page.
The fifth letter.
On the left.
Reading it.
Right here.
Wa, right? Wa. Really touch the tongue on the mouth. You want to take the next one?
Law.
Wa.
Law.
You're saying wa.
Oh, okay.
Keep the tongue on the floor.
Law.
Wa. Much better. Try it again.
Law.
Wa, good. Omar, next one? Swad. Jami?
Ra.
If I have a fatha on that, how am I going to say it?
Ra.
Ra, good. AR?
That.
That. Walid? Nah, man.
Are you looking at the right?
The next one, I think you're looking at the wrong thing. You see where it says all the letters? In the first page.
Yeah.
So after the that, what do we have? No, that's next to the dal, which I just said. Dal, alright? What else here?
Gene. Oh, wait. Ha.
Kha. Umar? Ha, very good. And the last one, AR. Tha. Very good. Alright. So, what I want to do for the rest of the time, I'm only going to keep you guys. Any sisters want to try any letters? No? You guys aren't going to learn it if, because you might think you're saying it right, but if I don't hear you, you're not going to learn it. You might still learn it, but you're not going to know if you're making a mistake. So, yeah. So moving on. What I want to do the rest of today, we already spent 40 minutes. I don't want to keep you guys too long. I want to actually apply what we've learned over the past 2 weeks. So, we're actually going to spend a lot of time on how to stop properly, okay? But to read ayahs, the ayahs we're going to read today, we need some, you just need to know this one rule of stopping. I just wanted to keep that in mind. Whenever you stop, and by the way, all of us do this anyway, but it's just good to know like the technical terms behind it. So what are the long vowels again, Jami?
Long vowels?
Yeah.
The ones that you extend.
No, what were they? Yeah, it's good. This one you extend. But what were they?
Alif.
Alif?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And wow. Good. So whenever you have an ayah